In the year 49 of our era, a man at the height of his power received the most uncomfortable letter of his life. He was Paulinus, prefect of the grain supply of Rome, one of the most powerful men in the empire, responsible for feeding a city of 1 million souls. His days began before dawn, ended after midnight. His decisions were measured in thousands of lives. The letter came from his son-in-law, a philosopher named Lucius Annaeus Seneca. It began with 7 words that would haunt thinking men for 2,000 years. Your life is being stolen from you. To understand the weight of those words, you have to understand who was writing them. Seneca was born around the year 4 before Christ in Cordoba, in what is now Spain. He came to Rome as a young man, brilliant, ambitious, and physically fragile. Near fatal asthma followed him his whole life. So did political danger. He was exiled to the island of Corsica for 8 years. He survived. He returned, and he was hired to do the most thankless job in the empire, to be the tutor of a young, troubled boy who would one day become the Emperor Nero. By the time Seneca wrote the letter to Paulinus, he was one of the richest men in Rome, a Stoic philosopher who lived in palaces, a man whose contradictions were obvious to everyone, including himself. He didn't write as a saint, he wrote as a man who had watched too many years disappear and was beginning to suspect that no one, not even the powerful, knew how to live. Paulinus had everything: wealth, status, the ear of emperors, a villa overlooking the Bay of Naples, servants, influence, respect, and he was exhausted. Always one more meeting, always one more crisis, always the same words: when I retire, when this project ends, when the harvest is in, when the boy is grown. Seneca watched his father-in-law, and he saw what Paulinus could not see, that Paulinus was not living his life. He was administering someone else's: the emperors, the senates, the grain merchants, the mobs. Every hour of his day belonged to someone somewhere who needed something. And Seneca knew, because he had once been the same man, that no retirement, no quiet villa, no later was actually coming. Time doesn't wait for permission. So Seneca picked up a stylus and he wrote. The letter became one of the most famous essays ever written. We call it On the Shortness of Life. Its argument is simple and devastating. It is not that we have a short time to live, Seneca wrote, but that we waste much of it. Life is not too short. Life is long enough. We just spend it on the wrong things. We give our hours to people who do not value them. We give our days to ambitions that are not really ours. We give our years to later, to the version of our life that will begin once this email is sent, once this promotion comes through, once the children grow up, once the house is paid off. And then, Seneca says, we arrive at the end. And we are surprised, we complain, that life was too brief. But the life was not brief. The living was brief, because we postponed it. Here is the principle underneath. Time is the only good that cannot be returned, replaced, or recovered. If you lose money, you can earn it again. If you lose status, you can rebuild it. If you lose a position, you can buy another one. But if you lose an hour, to a meeting that did not matter, to a person who did not deserve it, to a scroll, to a worry, to a lie you told yourself about tomorrow, that hour is gone, forever. And yet humans treat money as sacred. We lock our doors. We count our coins. We argue over fractions of a percent. And we leave our hours open to anyone who knocks. This, Seneca says, is the great inversion. We guard what can be replaced. We give away what cannot. This was written almost 2,000 years ago. about a Roman official in a Roman world in a Roman language. And yet, the email you have to answer at 11 at night, the meeting that could have been an email, the promotion you are chasing not because you want it, but because someone you don't even like would respect you for it. The scroll that ate 2 hours of a Sunday morning. The I'll deal with that next week that arrives, somehow, in 7 years. The friend you keep meaning to call. The book you keep meaning to read. The conversation you keep meaning to have. Seneca's question, redirected at you across 2,000 years. Are you certain you have enough years left to waste these hours? He doesn't ask it to make you anxious. He asks it to wake you up, because the answer, and he knew this, is that you don't know. Nobody does. The terms of the deal were never written down. Postpone nothing. Seneca died 16 years after writing this letter. He was ordered to commit suicide by Nero, the boy he had once tutored, now the emperor he had once tried to guide. He obeyed calmly and well. By that time, he had used his time. He had written. He had taught. He had thought. He had loved. He had failed, and he had tried again. So can you. If this resonated, read On the Shortness of Life. It is 40 pages long. You can read it in one evening, and it will be the most useful evening you spend this year. Not next week, tonight.